Welcome to TRIVI-yeah. I am your host, Dean Felix. This is the podcast where you can learn something new, feel good about the things you already know, and see how many laws you can break in the next 30 minutes. That's right, this podcast is weak on crime, just like the Pope, and almost as holy. Should get there soon, but first things first, the answer to last episode's bonus question is Big River. What was that question? Well, to find out, all you gotta do is go back and listen to the previous episode. Bonus questions are in the back. If you are returning for another episode of TRIVI-yeah, well, yeah, right back at ya. Thank you for coming back. Sorry I haven't been so regular with the episodes lately. It's tough out there. Trying to survive, and the podcast takes a lot of work, and it's not exactly generating me any income yet. It's not generating any income yet, but I think it's good, and I believe in it. So I'm going to keep making them, and hopefully you keep coming back and listening. Thank you so much for being here. I've got a really great show for you. Oh yeah, wait, there might be new listeners. Hey, new listeners, welcome. I'm Dean. Let me introduce you to everyone here. This is the Pope, and over here is Dr. Jesus. And right back over there is the devil. I believe you two already know each other. That's right, we're a little irreverent, but we are non-explicit. Should that change? Should this be an explicit podcast? Should I just let loose? Maybe I'll put it in the poll. Last poll got 1 vote, so you have a lot of power here. Wow, I might be going explicit. Who would have thought that I could possibly disappoint my mother even more? Quick explanation about how the show works. 10 multiple choice questions are coming your way as we travel down that rabbit hole of trivia knowledge. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that each question leads to the question that follows. It has no bearing on how you play the game, but it's still the truth. It's still real. It's something you can rely on and know is true. Look, there's a lot of things out there that, we're just not so sure about, right? Does Bigfoot exist? Is the Earth flat? Are Sour Patch Kids not as sour as they used to be? I don't know. Look, the answer is obviously probably yes to all 3, but I can't prove it. The only thing I know for sure is that every question on TRIVI-yeah leads to the question that follows. And Artemis 2 was a hoax. None of these questions are pulled from any old trivia board games, nor were they created by AI. Oh no, they were made by me, Dean Felix. No one cares. Move on. Hey, just to remind you, if you like the show, please like the show. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that share button. Smash your friends in the face and tell them about the show. Smash a comment. Smash all the things that help this podcast continue to grow, and I will be so thankful. Oh, I thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Okay, you've waited long enough. It is now time to play a little TRIVI-yeah! Right after this. Welcome back to TRIVI-yeah! I'm Dean Felix. So I finished my annual ritual of mourning Purdue's loss in March Madness. That's the college basketball tournament played every year here in the States, in case you aren't familiar. It's not important. Unless Purdue finally wins, then it would be very important. But they lost again, so it is not. College basketball is my favorite distraction from the horrors of real life, but now that it's over, I guess it's back to being horrified. How's that Iran war going, by the way? Still bad? Who would have guessed? It's a little ironic to distract oneself from war with sports, considering that every sport is a metaphor for war. This is true, by the way. It's not debatable, though I've had people argue with me about this before. About football, no less. The most obvious war metaphor of all of the sports. Big, strong men are battling each other to get the football, aka a bomb, into their opponent's end zone, aka their base. How on the nose does it need to be? Look, I'd understand if you wanted to argue that a different sport was not a war metaphor, like maybe tennis. But yeah, even tennis is, right? Even golf. It does not matter how much of a gentleman's sport it is. Sports are a reflection of our primal nature. And that's fine, right? It's fine. We are animals when you get down to it. What separates us from the other animals? Free agency? Weekly power rankings? I don't know. Not much, I guess. Every sport is simulated war. Every sport. Even cheerleading. I know this for a fact. I learned it a long time ago. Back when I was a teenager, I went to a tennis/simulated war camp at Purdue, and at the same time, there was a cheerleading camp going on, which was awesome. So these cheerleaders, they all had t-shirts with messages for the world on them that they all wore. And I remember 2 of them distinctly. Can't remember how to hit a backhand, but I remember these t-shirts. The first one said, "It's a cheer thing. You wouldn't understand." All right, first off, what's with the attitude, okay? And secondly, that's a little presumptuous. I might understand. I might. If I had the courage to talk to any of them, which I did not. The second t-shirt that they all wore simply said, "Cheerleading is a sport." So there you have it. Cheerleading is a sport. What more proof do you need? I'm certainly not going to question them on it. No way. I'm still scared of them. So if cheerleading is a sport, which it is, that means it's also a war metaphor. Though perhaps a little more nuanced than the rest, right? In cheerleading, the participants are encouraging the players of a different sport, like basketball or football, or at my small high school, which did not have a football team, soccer. Not tennis, though. The cheerleaders are indirectly involved in those other sports, but real wars have their cheerleaders too. The people who elect the leaders that put us into wars, thanks guys. Those who make Facebook posts cheering the killing of the enemy with zero consideration of the collateral cost. And hey, if I'm going to be honest, I've done my share of war cheerleading as well. When the Persian Gulf War was going on back in the early 90s, I had actual Desert Storm trading cards. Look, I was a kid, give me a break. But yeah, I had them. I wonder what my mint condition General Schwarzkopf would be worth now. I gotta find that. So, what's my point? I don't know. Shoot, I guess I need a point. The point is that I think we should give cheerleaders the recognition they deserve. Cheerleaders are warmongers, metaphorically. Oh, you disagree? You don't think cheerleaders are warmongers? Okay, hey, that's fine, right? That's fine. You don't have to agree. You're allowed to be wrong. Look, warmongering, it's a cheer thing. You wouldn't understand. It's time for question 1. Time for question 1. Time for question 1. Time. The Cheerleading Worlds is the annual international championship for competitive warmongering. Starting in 2007, the Dance Worlds joined in on the fun to create a mega event, as the 2 competitions, each with their own long list of subcategories, are held concurrently. The number of competitors in this invite-only event vary from year to year, but usually around 15,000 performers participate. Dang, can you imagine how motivated my high school's soccer team would have been with that kind of support? So what U.S. city is the host of the annual Cheerleading and Dance Worlds competitions? Is it A, Orlando, Florida, B, Chicago, Illinois, C, Indianapolis, Indiana, or D, San Diego, California? The answer is A, Orlando, Florida. The names of these cheerleading and dance squads are so great. Here are some of my favorites. Swoosh Cats, Stormy Sharks, Magic Faith, Hiss, all caps, Prejudice, Wicked Witch, Dart Frogs, Black Widows, and this one, which for some reason made me laugh out loud when I read it, Team Guns. Pew, pew. No need for excitement or hullabaloo. It's just question 2. Sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion. This line also made me laugh out loud. It's from a 2001 film in which Sparkle Motion is a child dance group who performs to Duran Duran's Notorious in front of an auditorium filled with adoring suburbanites, while the older brother of one of the dancers is off burning down the house of a motivational speaker. I didn't like this film when I first saw it, but I have grown to love it. Especially that line, hilariously delivered with such conviction by character actress Beth Grant, who plays Kitty Farmer, which is just an incredible character name. It's chef kiss perfect. Name that movie. Is it A, Donnie Darko, B, But I'm a Cheerleader, C, Welcome to the Dollhouse, or D, Little Miss Sunshine? The answer is A, Donnie Darko. Starring a young Jake Gyllenhaal as the titular Donnie, this movie features time travel, a large, scary bunny rabbit, and a lot of teen angst. Donnie's older sister in the movie, not the dancer, that's his younger sister, but his older sister is played by Jake's real-life sibling, Maggie Gyllenhaal. Yes, Gyllenhaal. You're not supposed to say the G. It sounds weird, but it's almost right. Anyway, they have a dinner table scene together, and the two of them get into an argument. It feels so real. It was either incredible acting or zero acting. Gyllenhaal. Ugh. Question 3. The word dark can mean a lot of different things depending on what you're talking about. But even if you're talking about light, dark still means more than one thing. Dark can mean a little light, but it can also mean no light at all. If someone says it's dark outside, they didn't tell you anything. Hey, be more specific. How dark we talking? Dark or dark? And a lot of other words also mean dark, like dim. But dark and dim are only synonyms if you're talking about light. If you're using them to describe a person, well, you're saying two very different things. So if someone calls you dark, just stroke your goatee and take it as a compliment, because at least they did not call you dim. As far as light is concerned, dark has a lot of other synonyms too, beyond just dim. Are you bright enough to tell me which of the following words is not a synonym for dark? Let's find out. All right, once again, we're looking for a word that is not a synonym for dark. Is it A, fulgent, B, tenebrous, C, Stygian, or D, caliginous? The answer is A, fulgent, which means dazzlingly bright, just like you. Wow, 3 A's in a row to start? That's incredible, unbelievable, unprecedented. The 12-sided die hath spoken. Let its wisdom be praised. Oh, you know what? We got to give this a name. 3 consecutive A's? I can only think of one thing. It's so obviously perfect, it has to be it. A Fonzie. A. Why are we here? Where are we going? Who is behind all of this? What should I get for lunch? What is this question for? One of the most fulgent stars of the stage, radio, and silver screen during the 20th century was Orson Welles, a full-gent himself. Welles famously had a voracious appetite, not just for food and wine, but for Shakespeare and the performing arts, and also for romance. Ooh la la. Welles got married 3 times, and he was credibly rumored to have many mistresses throughout all 3. So, maybe not a full gent, come to think of it. Orson's second wife was arguably the most famous of the 3. An American actress, dancer, pinup girl, who the press called the love goddess. Can I get an ooh la la? Ooh la la. Thank you. She famously played the femme fatale in the 1946 film noir Gilda, and she's listed in the top 25 female motion picture stars of all time by the American Film Institute. And they should know. So what famous woman did her best to tolerate the endless romantic appetite of Orson Welles from 1943 through 1947? Was it A, Rita Hayworth, B, Greta Garbo, C, Audrey Hepburn, or D, Ginger Rogers? The answer is A, Rita Hayworth. The Fonzie continues. As a reference to her status as a bombshell, Hayworth's image was painted onto an atomic bomb before it was tested. And this intended compliment from the flight crew was not received as such by Rita. Let's just say that this particular bomb was responsible for 2 explosions.
Hey, fellas, wait till you hear this. Oh my gosh. Don't say. I can't believe it.
What y'all talking about over there?
Nothing. We were just
Talking about question 5. Well, shoot. Hay is for horses, as we all know. And your average adult horse will eat around 25 pounds of hay each and every day. So what is hay worth? Well, that depends. The prices for hay are all over the place. You can pay between $30 to $300 per ton of hay. It all depends on location, the time of year, how much you buy at a time, and how much you love your horse. By that I mean the quality of the hay. Dried grasses like Bermuda make up the majority of hay's composition, but the pricier varieties are either mixed with or completely consist of legumes. Legumes. Gyllenhaal. Medicago sativa is the most popular legume used for hay. but only nerds call it that. In the UK and Australia, they call it lucerne. But here in the States, where we grow more of it than anywhere else in the world, high five! This hay legume is known as what? A. Alfalfa. B. Lentils. C. Soybeans. D. Ryegrass. The answer is A. Alfalfa. Unbelievable. We are 1A away from a basically impossible double Fonzie. I'm not trying to be tricky here, guys. As I mentioned earlier, I roll a 12-sided die to decide where to put the correct answer. And I do not fudge the rolls. I don't do it. Don't be questioning my integrity. I take this trivia podcast very seriously. There's nothing trivial about it. Okay, well... Oh, bro. Bro, this is 6, bro. Bro, did you make this? Oh, bro. Bro, this is so 6. Is this your question? Bro, this question is 6. Alf was an American sitcom that ran in the late 80s about a fun-loving alien living with the Tanner family, a suburban family whose garage he crashed into. Alf, which stands for Alien Life Form, spends much of the show attempting to eat the Tanner's cat and pining for his long-lost love, Rhonda, who he attempts to contact by broadcasting the Beach Boys song Help Me Rhonda out into space. It works, but Alf chooses to stay with the Tanners because the sitcom was a hit, and it was just the first season still. A decade before Alf, the Arecibo message containing info about our planet was transmitted to the globular cluster Messier 13 back in 1974. This message was designed by scientists, including Frank Drake of the famous Drake equation, which we talked about on this show. And among the other contributors, there was one other very famous astronomer who would later go on to write the science fiction book Contact, about humanity succeeding in establishing communication with a more advanced extraterrestrial species. You've probably seen the film starring Jodie Foster. It's great. What is the name of this famous astronomer/writer? Is it A. Isaac Asimov, B. Arthur C. Clarke, C. Carl Sagan, or D. Neil deGrasse Tyson? The answer is C. Carl Sagan. We haven't heard back from the Arecibo message yet, but that is not surprising since Messier 13 is 25,000 light years away. Only 24,948 more years till it gets there. Plus another 25,000 years for their RSVP to get back to us. Not sure the caterers can wait that long, so in the meantime, I'm just gonna put the aliens down for fish. Hi, I've got some great news. You just died and gone to question 7. Carl's Jr. is an American fast food chain that's now spread all over the world. Though if you're in the eastern half of the U.S., you call it Hardee's. Founded by Carl Karcher in 1941, these restaurants were named Carl's Jr. since they were smaller versions of his Carl's Drive-In Barbecue eateries, which I don't think exist anymore. I don't want to look it up. Let's just say they don't exist. From 2005 to 2017, Carl's Jr. ads featured bikini-clad models suggestively eating menu items. Because sex sells. Burgers, I guess? I guess so. Yeah, they're international now. Perhaps the most famous of these ads was for the spicy barbecue $6 burger, which featured sexy socialite Paris Hilton in a swimsuit, soaping up a luxury vehicle, and herself, before taking a big bite of the burger as her catchphrase, "That's hot," appears on screen. The car she's soaping up is a black Continental GT convertible produced by a company which originated in North London in 1919. And most models are still assembled in England today, though the company has been owned by Volkswagen since 1998. What luxury automaker made the soapy hot Continental GT convertible from Paris Hilton's famous Carl's Jr. commercial? Is it A. Bentley, B. Jaguar, C. Rolls-Royce, D. Maybach? The answer is A. Bentley, and we're back! Happy days are here again. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. A few years after the ad, Paris Hilton bought her own Bentley Continental GT, non-convertible this time. Obviously, she had her Bentley custom-made with a pink exterior and pink wheels. The interior features a pink steering wheel and beautiful black and pink leather seats just slathered in spicy barbecue sauce. There we go. That's 20 points, plus used all my tiles. That's another 50 for 70 points.
It's not a word.
Yes, it is.
It's not a word.
It is a word.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
All right.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
You'll see.
Oh my gosh. Well, here it is. Look. To ask a lot of questions is to questionate.
I told you! The Continental is the New York hotel from the John Wick series of films where assassins, seemingly 90% of the population, can rest up in style and safety, since no killing is allowed on the premises. A rule I think every hotel should establish. What's taking so long? You know what would make this Best Western even better? Not getting murdered! Before John Wick, the Continental was better known as a recurring Saturday Night Live character played by Christopher Walken. A Lothario with a European accent of indeterminable origin, he would speak directly to the camera, as if the viewers were a woman he managed to lure up into his home. He'd attempt to woo the viewer with compliments and champagne, which would usually end up thrown into his face as a result of his overtly creepy advances. Oh, wow! Wowie! Wow! Wow! The sketch always ended with him getting punched repeatedly and the viewer escaping. Great sketch. This character was based on a TV show from the 50s called The Continental, and the show basically had the exact same plot, minus the punching and comedy. The host, Renzo Cesana, spoke directly to women in the viewing audience, same as the SNL sketch. He'd offer the viewers cigarettes and compliments laced with innuendo, and sing love songs in a throaty whisper. And you can hear these songs on YouTube, the album's up. Just search The Continental and you'll find it. Every episode would begin with Cesana bringing the viewer to his front door, looking them in the eye, and saying, "Don't be afraid, darling. It's..." What? A. It's our little secret. B. It's just a little harmless romance. C. It's only a man's apartment. D. It's only a dream we are both sharing. The answer is C. Don't be afraid, darling. It's only a man's apartment. Nothing got 50s housewives more excited than the idea of being in a man's apartment. But to the relief of their husbands, Renzo Cesana was at least a partial gent. He would end each episode by escorting the viewer back to the door, looking deeply into their eyes with painful longing filling his own, and wishing them a good night.
Oh my goodness, Carol, did you see the latest episode of The Continental? Oh, that Renzo Cesana, he gives me the vapors.
Probably wise of Cesana to end the episodes the way that he did. I'd say he'd pressed his luck far enough, when you think about how many assassins are out there. The hardest part about being a trivia podcast host isn't coming up with the interesting questions. It's staying hydrated. So when I get thirsty, I always reach for a cool, refreshing glass of Question 9. If the idea of visiting a man's apartment gets you going, can I interest you in 11,250 apartments?
Ooh la la.
That's the approximate number of units in the Regent International Center, the world's largest apartment building. Capable of housing up to 30,000 people, this gigantic S-shaped building has been referred to as a vertical city, containing shopping centers, restaurants, schools, a hospital, salons, and barbershops, and an internet cafe. And it's dog-friendly too, which is nice. Loud, no doubt, but nice. Apparently, a lot of social media personalities also live there, which I'm less okay with. Hey, if I saw someone moving into the unit next to mine carrying in a ring light, my first thought would be, well, there goes the vertical neighborhood.
Can I pet that social media personality?
I wouldn't. In what horizontal city can you find the Regent International Center? A. Hangzhou, China. B. Mumbai, India. C. Sydney, Australia. Or D. Cape Town, South Africa. The answer is A. Hangzhou, China. Originally, the building was supposed to be a luxury hotel, but ownership decided that it would be more profitable to create a dystopian nightmare instead.
You must retrieve the relic, for without it, we are all doomed. It can be found in the Forbidden Temple in the ancient city of Shun-Ten.
So, that would make this, quest Shun-Ten then, huh?
You know what? Forget the relic. Just leave.
There's no real mystery as to why fancy dinnerware is called fine china, though fine china is kind of redundant. Porcelain originated in China, and it's all fine. You can't really make non-fine china. For Europeans, the real mystery was how the Chinese made porcelain. They couldn't figure it out for centuries. England got a recipe but mistranslated it, and as a result invented bone china, which is made from bone ash, creating one more thing for vegan diners to worry about. The finest piece of china in the world is an 18th century imperial revolving vase, and it's bone-free. It was discovered in Scotland in 1999 and sold for £331,500. Then in 2021, it went up for auction again. And the excitement for this piece came blazing back, stronger than ever. And it sold for almost 100 times that price, at $41.5 million. It's called a revolving vase because it's actually two vases in one. It's really cool. You can spin the inner vase and view it through the reticulation of the outer vase, and the design changes as you rotate the vase around. Maybe you shouldn't with this one, though, because it costs over $41 million. What the heck, I'm gonna give her a spin. Oh, hey, look at that. That's really pretty. Oh, I can fix it. Let me just give this back to you. There we go, and thank you for showing me your beautiful vase. This particular revolving vase has an intricate design painted on it, which features a famous mythological creature, which is why it is called the Qianlong Imperial Revolving... what? Is it A, dragon, B, minotaur, C, hydra, D, phoenix? The answer is D, phoenix. I was tempted to put swoosh cat as one of the choices, but I think we all know swoosh cats are very real. May they prevail in their metaphorical war against Team Guns. The phoenix has no need for cheerleaders, for its dawny darkest hour is always followed by a blazing rise out from the bone ashes into the sky in brilliant, no, fulgent glory. Now, it's no spicy barbecue $6 burger, but that's hot. The Qianlong Imperial Revolving Phoenix Vase would be sure to brighten up any man's apartment, but it is pricey. So you may need to pass on getting that Bentley and cut the alfalfa out of your horse's diet. But if you budget correctly, you should be able to afford it just in time for the aliens' response to the Arecibo message to get here. Here's hoping Purdue basketball finally wins a national championship by then. And that the aliens are okay with fish. Bonus, bonus, bonus. Bonus, bonus, bonus. Bonus, 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 bonus question time. John Taylor, Nick Rhodes, and Stephen Duffy formed the band Duran Duran in 1978 in Birmingham, England. They named themselves Duran Duran based on a character named Dr. Durand Durand, who is from a sexy science fiction film from 1968 starring Jane Fonda. In what movie can you find the character Dr. Durand Durand who inspired the band Duran Duran? That is your bonus question. Like every bonus question, there are no multiple choices. There is no countdown timer. If you don't already know the answer to this one, feel free to go down your own rabbit hole of trivia knowledge, or you can join me for the next episode where I will have that answer for you at the beginning of the show. That's the show. Thank you for listening. Hey, please remember, vote in the poll. Should this podcast go explicit? Ooh, explicit. Should we do it? Uh-oh. Hey, man, we also need t-shirts, right? I think the first t-shirt has to be warmongering. It's a cheer thing. You wouldn't understand, right? That'd be so good. Someone get on that for me. Hey, if you'd like to support the pod, please remember to like or subscribe. Please share this. Tell your friends about the podcast. It really helps out. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to email the podcast, well, you can. TRIVI-yeah podcast at gmail.com. We're also on all the socials, TRIVI-yeah podcast. Following the show on there is the best way to know when a new episode drops. I know the show has gotten a little irregular, but hey, circumstances, they do be extenuating. Thank you again for listening. Thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot to me that you're here. I hope you like the show. I don't get a lot of feedback on the show, so, I just kind of have to believe that it's good since the analytics don't really tell me anything. And I do, right? This is the 22nd episode. I've never made 22 of anything in my life, so I guess I'm a believer. Everything you just heard, including all the music and the interludes and the trivia questions, were written and produced by me. I am, of course, your host, Dean Felix. Be best, everyone, and please remember, TRIVI-yeah is a Quality Yarn production.